The new WSL season gets underway on Friday when the champions Chelsea begin their defence of the title against against Aston Villa, I should say. Now West Ham have to wait until Saturday for their opener away to Old Trafford, and we can now speak to their head coach, Rehanne Skinner. Good to see you, Rehanne. Not long to go now. How are the nerves or the excitement building ahead of the new season, especially with the first match, of course, being at Manchester United?
Yeah, look, we're delighted to be starting the season. I think, obviously, you know, when you're doing pre-season, this is everything that you're working towards. So having the game at Old Trafford will be a fantastic experience for us and something that the players are looking forward to. So we're ready to get going.
Ready to get going, and with a new captain as well. Katrina Gorry has been confirmed as your new captain. She said she was really emotional to be given the role. How easy a choice was it for you? Is she a natural leader?
Yeah, I think she's been outstanding since she's joined the football club. I think everything that she stands for, she understands what it is that we're trying to do. I think she's a natural leader. You know, she's so supportive of the rest of the team, but also is challenging and demanding. And, you know, we want to keep driving our standards. And I think she's been a fantastic asset to the team. And to be honest, it was a really straightforward decision for me based on everything she's brought to the team since she arrived. So I think we'll be in great position with her moving forward. And obviously, Shalina Zadorsky is our vice-captain supporting her.
Yeah, and you talk about the fact that, you know, it has its challenges. Of course, her season last campaign, she was really hampered, wasn't she, by that injury, but she impressed in the 7 games that she did play in. Had she stayed fit, do you think last season could have been very different for you?
Yeah, look, I mean, she was such a key influential part in our midfield, which was obviously the reason we wanted to bring her to the football club. You know, unfortunately, we had an injury with her. We had an injury with Christy Mewis a little bit before that as well. And these are 2 senior internationals that have got a vast amount of experience that, yeah, I think we missed in our midfield area for sure. I think the team was better in the second half of the season through adding the experience and the quality. And obviously, that's what we were trying to build on and work towards. But having both of them back fit and available for the start of this season, I think is going to be a huge asset for us.
There's a big debate today actually going on. I'm sure you've heard about player fatigue. And as a mum, of course, the Katrina is back in 2021. I think she didn't know whether she would continue her football career. You've got a couple of mums now in the squad. How important is it? I'm sure they're exhausted a lot of the time, as myself, a mum as well. I know what that feels like. How important is it for you to have a club which is so family friendly, and how has that shaped the culture there?
Yeah, I think it's vital. I mean, at the end of the day, these are top female athletes who have got every right to be doing everything that everybody else is doing as a top professional when you're that good at football, you know, for Dagny and for Katrina. And I think ultimately it's just so important that we enable them to get the best out of them. So obviously from myself, from the club's perspective, we want to make sure that players are able to just focus on performances on match days. We absolutely appreciate that it's demanding and time consuming when the kids are ill, for example. That obviously has a knock-on effect. And ultimately, it's just about having conversations with them to try and help to manage and support where they need that support. And that's something that the club absolutely embraces, because these are huge players for us that we want to make sure we can get the best out of on a weekend. So we just need to make things as easy as possible so that they can perform to their best.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea to me. Look, let's talk about last season then. It was your first with the club in the WSL. You finished 11th. What do you feel you learnt from last season, and what are the improvements that you'll need to work on this year?
Well, I think when I came in, obviously we said as a club, you know, that it was going to be a process and a journey, that we needed to restructure things. We wanted to obviously solidify the team a little bit more in terms of the squad depth. And I think that's been a big part of what's needed to be put in place for the whole first year. Obviously, outwardly, everybody's looking at the results, and finishing 11th isn't what any of us wanted to do. I think everybody aspirationally wants to finish, you know, as high up the table as possible. That's everybody's goal, every team in the WSL. But only one team can ever do that. And I think all we can really focus on is what we can add value to, which is about the players that we've brought in, the staff that we've brought in, the restructure that we've done behind the scenes to try and make it even more possible for players to perform at the highest level that they can. All of these things needed to be right so that we can go on the pitch and focus on being on the pitch in the best possible light. And I think that was a big part of last year. But moving into this year, one of the big things that we want to try and work on is we need to be more consistent with our performances with all the teams in and around us. And I think our performances had peaks and troughs. We didn't keep that consistency last year, and in a league like this, that's quite difficult to, you know, get a little bit of a rhythm going within the league. So we want to try and make sure that that's something we can do this year to help us to keep pushing for points.
Yeah, it's looking good though, isn't it, the WSL, when you look at it? The disparity between the top and the bottom isn't so vast now, you know, as perhaps it was a few seasons ago. Just in terms of you yourself, though, you're now, I think I'm right in saying, the only English female manager in the WSL. Do you feel a bit of pressure to succeed at all?
There's pressure to succeed at this game and this level anyway. It doesn't matter where you're from or what you do. That's what this game's about, and obviously what the league's about. But, you know, absolutely proud to be flying the flag for English female coaches, for sure. And I think, you know, the big thing for me is we've got to keep pushing to get more female coaches in the game. It's something that lots of people have talked about and advocated for in the past. But, you know, we are fighting a bit of a historical battle where it's kind of hampered the women's game and female coaching opportunities in the past. So we've got to keep making sure that we do put pressure on to make sure that more people are getting options to be able to do that. And whatever I can do to help to support that platform, to influence that, then obviously I want to try and help to do that. It's the reason why I've been in the game for as long as I have, and I've tried to keep moving the game forward wherever I've been and whatever I've been doing, really. But yeah, look, I'm proud to be in this position, and obviously at West Ham Football Club supporting women in the game, and hopefully we can start to see that change more and more every year as time goes on.
Well, look, good luck with it all. No doubt we'll speak again throughout the season. Thanks ever so much for joining us, Rehanne.